Today I am with Mr. Yogi Puranik, and he is one of my good friend, and he is a very popular person. He is the first Indian origin politician. So you speak English, you speak Marathi,
Hindi.
you speak Hindi, and you speak
Japanese.
And German.
That time I used to speak German
But now,
fluently,
okay,
but
okay.
now I cannot speak
So
German.
mostly
fluently.
4 languages you speak.
Chinese also I can speak a lot.
He is the principal of a public school,
Yeah.
which is very famous. It is, I think it is established in 1897 or something
Exactly.
like that. Around 125 years old, very popular school. It's called Tsuchiura.
Tsuchiura First High School, and there are 1,100 students and 100 staff. And he is heading, he is managing. He is the first Indian origin, First foreigner to be a principal in Japan.
first entire Japan.
Yes.
First foreigner to
First
be
foreigner.
a principal. Japanese.
So I was the person actually who was the first recruit in Mahindra for the Japan cell.
Oh,
I started the Japan cell there.
okay.
So, but later then I joined an IBM group company in India in 2001, and then they sent me to Japan.
No,
that was-
you are really coding, or you are doing
I
management?
was an engineer.
Hello friends, I am Japan Sai speaking. Today I am with Mr. Yogi Puranik, and he is one of my good friend, and he is a very popular person. He is the first Indian origin politician, and we are going to introduce him and how he is helping our society and our life in Japan. So today there are various topics we are going to discuss and see his views, because he has a long time in here in Japan.
Namaskar Sai-san, and namaskaram to all the viewers of Japan Sai. Sai-san has been my friend for long years. His wife Kanmani-san also is a good friend of mine for long years. Both these husband and wife, they are very social in this community, and they have been very helpful here. Technically very strong. Kanmani-san is so strong in education. She has seen the world from the educational perspective, and I really respect Sai-san and Kanmani-san. So Sai-san, hoping today for a wonderful discussion with you. Onegai shimasu.
Thank you. Onegaishimasu. So, just to introduce about, a little bit background about Mr. Yogi. Yogi was born in Maharashtra, place called Ambarnath, and in 1977. He is now 45 years old, very young person, energetic person. And after that, born in Bombay, he moved to Pune. Maybe you can tell that is better. So your background a little bit.
Great. I did my schooling, my primary school and my middle school in Ambarnath, which is very popularly known for an old Shiva temple.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a very beautiful temple, and it was built in the Shalivana period. So it is very close to the temples that we have in South India as well.
Okay.
A very nice architecture. And from my high school then, we shifted to Pune, where I completed my high school from Kendriya Vidyalaya, and then I started my BSc. I loved physics and mathematics a lot, so I chose specializing in physics and mathematics over engineering.
Okay.
So I started with that, but parallelly, like my father believed, I have too much of appetite for education. Because I think I used to spend my time qualitatively. I never wasted my time in my life.
Since childhood?
Yes, since my childhood. I have been always doing several sorts of things which I can do in my life, be it voluntary work, be it sports. When I was in school, I was the number one in high jump. I was number one in javelin throw. I was number one in 1600 meters running.
Oh.
I was also district level player.
With this much height, you are able to do so many things.
Yes. So even I represented the school in football and cricket at the district level, for football at the state level.
Okay.
So and in school I also did scouting. Scouts, I was there for 7 years.
How you are able to manage time so well at that age?
I think I have not wasted my time on playing those games or those kind of things. Rather, I spend my time on these kind of real physical activities.
Okay.
And then,
very good.
so my father believed like I have more appetite. So as I went to the university, he said to me, why don't you try to learn other things? Like it could be economics or it could be languages. And from there, I started learning Japanese language.
So from mathematics and physics, then you moved to loving or learning foreign languages.
It was parallel. So when I started my university, my day I would spend like this. So like morning 5:30 I will leave my home. 20 years bicycling to my university. 20 kilometers.
20 kilometer
bicycling every day. We were not so rich actually. So I used to bicycle from my house to my university. From 6:30 to 9 I would spend my time in the lab. From 9 to 1 p.m.
So at what age you are talking this?
This is 18, 19.
Oh, okay.
18. Oh, no, 15, 16.
16.
Because, I have gone to university when I was 16.
Okay.
So, I started early. My education started early.
Okay.
So, at the age of 16, I would bicycle then. So, 6:30 to 9 o'clock in the morning in the lab. 9 to 1 p.m. in the classrooms.
Okay.
1 to 2 break.
Okay.
2 to 5 computer classes at datamatics.
Okay.
5 to 6:30 break. 6:30 to 8:30. 3 days a week learning Japanese. 3 days a week learning German.
So you learn not only Japanese,
I learned
German
also.
So you can speak a little bit German also.
Yes.
Okay.
I used to do translations also in German.
Oh.
But now it's no more there in my life. But after 2 years down the line, like I completed my diploma program, and I immediately after that, while I was still a second year diploma in IT.
IT. Okay.
I finished my diploma in IT.
Physics to languages to IT.
All three I am doing together. Simultaneously, parallel.
That's great. So who guided you to do all this?
Actually, nobody, because nobody at my family was like that. But since I joined BSc and in BSc in India we have Python programming and all.
Yeah.
So one of my
when you were studying itself, Python was there.
In BSc since 1990s in university we have Python programming. In fact, in Kendriya Vidyalaya.
So it's all in Pune.
I think at national level probably BSc course should be having some programming.
Okay.
Of course, if you are taking mathematics and physics, those streams, if you are doing biology and all, that won't be there.
Okay.
So my professor suggested you can learn IT actually. At my home, my father, my mom, they will never say like, if you do this, you'll get a better job. If you do this, you'll get a better pay. There was always...
It's all self-driven. It's all proactive.
But my father always said, learn it. Learn it. They never gave me a dream of money or success kind of.
So your father is a government employee.
He was a government
employee. And your mother is a teacher.
She was a tailoring teacher.
Okay. So a very, very simple middle class background.
Simple middle class family. And my mom's tailoring classes, they were more of kind of voluntary classes. So she used to actually run the classes only basically for the school dropout girls.
Okay.
Those who cannot go to the school. Those who are not really oriented towards the bookish education kind of.
Okay.
So for those
girls. So that voluntary kind of thing is kind of inbuilt in your family kind of.
I think from my father's perspective, my mom's perspective, they were quite social. My father was also a labor union kind of guy.
And he was working in government ammunition, making guns and bombs and all that.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly. For peaceful purposes.
Those days it was still for peaceful purposes. Yes.
A kind of self-defense.
Exactly. So after 2 years of after 2 years since the time I started my university education, I completed my IT diploma in 2 years. And at the same time, I completed my JLPT, Japanese Language Proficiency Test Level 3, and I was ranked 5th in India.
Entire India
5th.
Wow.
So,
but you are going only a few days a week, 2 times a week.
Again, like I think my father really judged it well. I had a bit of knack for the languages. In my school, I was always best in my grade. So that thing was there. And another thing I'll tell you, like I really used to enjoy languages. For me, since that time, for me, language is a very simple thing. It's a set of. I think we are.
So you speak English, you speak Marathi,
Hindi.
You speak Hindi, and you speak Japanese and German.
That time I used to speak German. But now I cannot speak German.
So mostly 4 languages you speak.
Chinese also I can speak a lot.
How come? Okay. Understand.
That's for the later discussion.
Yeah.
So I have very simple definition about language.
You studied in France also.
Yes.
So you
But
speak little
I
bit
never
French.
took interest in French.
Okay,
Or
okay,
French
okay.
people also.
Okay.
So language is, for people who really want to go overseas, learning language is very important. And
The Yogi looks that seriously telling, but he's always smiling. His mother is always smiling. Anytime, I don't really understand how much energy you get, how you get so much, and not tiring, always smiling. This is really good. So again, coming back to the education part, so you finished that, and how come, after studying the Japanese language, and you came on a kind of a tour to Japan in 1997.
Yes, so in the university last year, actually, in fact in the second year itself, the Japanese embassy or consulate, they perform a test in India. And in that test, actually, I came first in India.
Entire India first?
Entire India. So they sent me for a 1 month tour.
Test is like a JLPT1 test?
Like that. JLPT maybe 2-3 kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. So I came first in that, so they sent me to Japan for a 1 month tour. And that was my first tour outside of India.
Okay.
And when I came to Japan, I was
1 month? Total 1 full month?
1 full month.
Okay.
And when I came to Japan, I was like, boof, what this world is. We were living in a totally different world, and now I'm coming to a totally different world. Everything very nice. And
this was in 1997?
1997.
Oh, almost like 25 years back.
Exactly. And that time, Indian economy was just opening up. So we didn't
in 1991, they opened Manmohan Singh.
In 1995, the economy was opened after the drought.
Okay.
Yeah, so just hardly 1-2 years after the economy was opened. So India still did not have the global, the international kind of highways, those kind of things. And you won't see those white lines, etc. on the road and all that. Infrastructure was still like normal.
So when you came here, it was a kind of a culture shock to you, or too much advanced country, kind of what was your feeling first?
First of all, since I was a physics and mathematics student, actually when I came to Japan and I saw the international airport, it was a glass building. And if you go to the Kansai airport,
so you landed in Osaka?
Osaka airport. It's in Osaka. The Osaka airport actually has suctions.
Yes.
When the flight lands, you can actually see the suctions moving.
Okay.
The absorbers.
It's built in the sea or what?
In the sea. It's in the sea.
They filled the sea and they make the. I think in Nagoya airport also they did.
So in order to take the load, they have the shock absorbers. The whole airport is on shock absorbers. And huge shock absorbers. And when the flight lands, you can see.
Oh.
Yeah. And so from my physics perspective, it was an amazing thing to watch. First of all, the huge glasses. Means I was like, how would have they created these huge glasses? And then how the shock absorbers would be moving. So and then when I came out of the airport, the government people, they are waiting for me with a car. And the guy
So you came alone or you came with a group of people?
I came alone. From India, I was alone. Only one person from each country.
Oh, like that, how many country
so
people
120
came?
country people.
120 country people?
Yes.
Oh, that is kind of a great
tour together. Yeah, and we are all doing all the things together kind of. And so the Japanese guys are waiting there for me with a car. They come and they say, this is your today's schedule and we'll go from here. And everything then after that happening on time. Very systematic. Everything on time. No mistakes. The car parking, the bus parking, the classes, the starting of classes, the ending of classes, everything is so minutely, perfectly done. So that was,
Sometimes too much planning is tiring also for Indian perspective. What do you say? we like to be, like a more little chaotic open. But
interesting thing was like there was no other vegetarian like me in the whole team of 120. And I was a full vegetarian when I came to Japan for the first time. Not even eggs in my life.
Okay.
And then actually, to the whole tour, they had taken care of my food. So that was really something very interesting for me.
So you came and did what for 1 month?
For 1 month, they would teach us many cultural things. They will take us to seminars. They will take us to different cities: Hiroshima, Kyoto, Nagoya, Tokyo, and so many places. And they took us to some companies: Panasonic, Toyota. So all that very very well done tour.
Very wide and
then
kind of comprehensive.
2 weeks of homestay in a Japanese family. So 2 weeks of total touring and then 2 weeks of homestay.
Kind of intensive. culture immersion.
Exactly. It was a very good program. Yeah.
So you landed here, you saw Japan, and you went back within 1 month.
Yeah.
And again, because you have a computer background,
Yeah.
so you came back with the computer knowledge or computer background as an employee, or how?
When I went back from the program, after that, actually, I got an offer from Sony in the US.
In the US?
In the US. They asked me, would you like to work for us? And I said, my mom was completely against it.
Okay.
At that time, my mom had gone to the US for working.
Okay.
She got an opportunity to work there.
Okay.
And my mom said, I don't like US and you are not coming to US. So I told to Sony, I want to work in Japan because I had that good impression about Japan. So I said,
because you already seen Japan.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to work in Japan. So can you give me a position in Japan? So they said, sorry, as of today, we don't have a position for you in Japan. So then I said, sayonara. So I continued working in the IT company.
Okay.
And in the meantime, then I got another scholarship, and then in 1999 I came to Japan on a different scholarship for
that's also
research.
Japanese scholarship.
Yeah, government scholarship, both government scholarship. So for 1 year actually I
heard, I heard there are very few scholarships for Indians.
Exactly.
And unless, I mean, to my knowledge,
Yeah.
unless you have some good connection or something like that, it is difficult to get. But you getting it kind of course, you are very meritorious, I understand that. But I thought because very difficult, because very few are there. So I thought maybe ambassadors, kind of related people, Ministry of Foreign Affairs related people, that kind of people might get it. It's my guess. I do not know really.
See, in those days that was a problem because that in those days internet was not available, and hence so much of information was not available to the open public.
Okay.
So like even later after I graduated and I became a teacher at the Pune University, and then I started looking.
You became a teacher.
Yes, at the age of 19 I became a teacher at Pune University.
What you used to teach?
First I became a teacher of Japanese language, and then later I became a teacher
so
of
that
economics.
that time itself you finished level 1?
Almost close to that,
close
yes.
to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But my teachers realized that yes, this guy can be a good teacher. So it's a record in Pune University. I became a teacher
At 19?
at the age of 19.
Oh my God.
So
you started your innings so early in life.
so when I became teacher, I got access to a few documents. And then I realized, Pune University and Nagoya University are having a joint agreement together. Okay. And there are 9 scholarships available for Pune University students to go to Nagoya, 1 year scholarships. And nobody actually gives that information out. For
so
all
you,
these universities have
you
been
studied in Nagoya University?
No, I didn't go for that scholarship.
Because myself and my wife, I did my second master's in Nagoya University, and my wife did her PhD in Nagoya University.
Amazing.
So that's we have 2 or 3 Nobel Prize winners from Nagoya University.
Yes.
It's very, very nice public university, and more than around 100 country people. Students, researchers, professors are coming and studying there.
Exactly.
It's very, very nice facilities are there. Very nice, good teaching. In fact, my professor, I studied developmental economics. That time my professor was from IMF and the World Bank.
I see.
So he was a very, very experienced person.
I see.
So I learned a lot from him. Right.
So coming back to that topic, like those days information was not available. That was one issue. Other issue, whatever scholarships were available, as you said, to some extent there was ministry influence was there. In fact, one of my scholarship was given to me and it was cancelled. Means in fact I was selected to study electronics engineering in Japan for 3 years, just there, Kudanshita, Senshu Daigaku.
Oh, okay.
And it was like I received phone call from the consulate. You have been chosen. You are number 1. You have been chosen, and please you can come after next week. You can come any day and you can take your visa.
Okay.
And then after 4 days they call me again, Yogi-san, we are sorry, we have to cancel your scholarship because minister's son wants to go. So it has happened with me as well. Okay. And it was like shocking at my home.
Because from our middle class background, for us going to another country completely paid. By that too in Japan. I mean, many people go to US, UK and all that, but Japan is kind of a rare at our situation and at those times.
But now I think now the times have changed.
Changed.
Now if anybody is interested, they can go to the Japanese embassy website, consulate website. They can also go to a JASSO website where all the scholarships are listed, or you can go to the MEXT, the Ministry of Education website in Japan, and so much of information is available.
So there are a lot of scholarships available for Indian students also.
But as you said, as compared to India, definitely the Pakistanis, the Bangladeshis, the Thai, the Koreans, the Indonesians,
Nepalis.
they get 5 times more opportunities to come to Japan.
That's
than
what
the
really,
Indians.
seeing our country, such a huge country, and the high potential,
Plus the intellectual.
and intellectual capabilities, capacities, and so much we are able to contribute in the world. And still, I mean, though being an Asian country, Japan is also Asian country, India is an Asian country. Of course, the countries which you told also Asian countries, but I feel that there should be more kind of scholarships and opportunities for our students to Japan.
That could be a political decision by Japan, in the sense like when you see country to country relationships, from Japanese perspective, probably it could be easier to handle the nationalities like Thai and those kind of. So if their people are coming here, and plus to that, I think Japanese people particularly don't want people who really use their head too much. They want people actually who listen what to do, and they do as per what they have been told.
Yes.
Probably many work offices, they choose those kind of resources. Is one
I
of the problems
absolutely
with Japan.
agree, because if you want to show your intellectual capacity suddenly, and there is a fear that there's a possibility that we override the thought process and break the thought process and create a new way of thing, which is difficult for the people to digest here. But whereas we shouldn't name the countries, but some countries around us in Asia, and they are like obedient followers. You instruct, they follow. That's what Japan really wants. So they want followers.
If you see the Japanese education also, not exactly today's topic to discuss, but if you see the Japanese education, normally they are of a very fixed thought that 10% of the less than 10% of the population is actually taught like an elite. And rest of the 90% is not even given an opportunity to go to that level. So they have very few schools where that kind of education is created, but they don't want to copy that education to other schools. And it comes as a clear message when I talk to people in the education this thing. So they say, we don't at all want these people to be leaders. We want these 90% to be a good follower.
Good followers.
So I think there is a very clarity in their thought as well.
Is it very openly said, or is it like hiddenly kind of not visible outside? But
I think people here realize. Since we are outsiders, we don't realize it. People here realize that. I think so.
Okay, so sorry, coming back again to, so you came to Japan from IT, Sony, you rejected the US offer and came to Japan. As what you came?
So I continued working in IT companies, and all evenings I used to teach at the university. And then in 2000...
IT companies in where?
In India.
In India.
I used to work for Mahindra Tech in India at that time. And that time Mahindra Tech was the number one
in Pune.
In India, it was the number one company in terms of salaries or training. Infosys was just starting up. From the ranking perspective, Mahindra was number one. Mahindra BT, it was that time.
BT is British Telecom.
British Telecom. So if you go to Mahindra, you get an opportunity to go to UK kind of. But I joined Mahindra because they wanted to start a Japan cell. So I was the person actually who was the first recruit in Mahindra for the Japan cell. I started the Japan cell there. So, but later then I joined an IBM group company in India in 2001, and then they sent me to Japan. So
you were really coding, or you are doing management?
I was an engineer.
Engineer. So normal, like any other person.
Yes.
Okay. Because you sound very intellectual, so suddenly jumped up somewhere. People shouldn't get confused.
I was an engineer.
Because my viewers in this one, my channel, are normal people. So you sound very intellectual.
From that perspective, then I should clarify it. Like when I joined my first job in the IT company, I had completed my IT diploma and I could do my C programming and all. But then my first job in my IT company was actually writing the operation manuals.
Oh,
And then my second phase was to actually do testing.
okay.
And then my third phase after that, when I completed these phases, then actually I was put into coding.
Coding.
So,
okay.
so it was not in those days. It was not day one. You are not going into coding.
Okay. So it's a step by step.
Step by step.
Okay.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
it's a normal thing.
Exactly.
Okay. So you work for BT, Mahindra BT, and after that, what
After
happened?
that, I joined IBM Group company. It was called IS3C, and through them I came to Japan. And then from there, my professional life in Japan started.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you came in which year to Japan?
For 2001 February was my first time to work in Japan as an engineer.
Okay. So I came in 1996
Yes,
first.
you are my senpai.
Senpai means senior.
Senior.
So first I came, and after that 97 I came again, and after from 97 onwards continuously we both are here.
You are here. I went back to India for some time.
Okay.
In between.
Okay. So you came here and joined which company here?
I was working for the IBM Group
In Japan?
in Japan.
Okay.
Yeah. So and then since I had also by then I had learned economics and finance, and also I was working on the finance modules.
But you studied in France?
That was later. I
Later.
took a break and went there for my PhD.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was later.
Oh, so you are a doctor?
I didn't complete.
Okay. So half a doctor.
Hope so somebody will give me. Yeah. So
So you are reached up to half of the doctor.
yeah. So maybe I can kill somebody.
Kill somebody. You are not yet
Not
licensed
at
to
the
kill.
moment.
Yeah. Yet to finish
Not
to
yet
kill.
licensed to cure.
Okay. So you came here and joined IBM, and but you are not there in IBM for long, I think.
No, I wasn't. So I worked there for a few months, and then I joined Infosys. And then Infosys also in the beginning years I was like on-site coordinator for the programs.
Okay.
Yeah. But so after working in Infosys for 3-4 years, then Polaris Software of India. Then actually Fujifilm called me.
Fujifilm.
Yeah.
So they got a very big company.
They got my profile from the internet, and in my profile I had written that I understand inventory management and all those kind of things.
You applied to them?
No, I didn't actually. They came to me. I have never applied for my jobs.
Huh.
I have never. Always jobs have come to me.
How they come to know?
From internet.
Thousands of people.
From internet, they searched probably on Japanese, on inventory management and IT. I think these were their keywords.
Okay.
So they reached me out, and they said to me like.
Okay, so guys, what I want to tell, Yogi is kind of special. Don't think that if you just
put
in internet, people will come and searching for you. That doesn't happen.
Exactly.
The times are very different.
Yeah.
So what you have to do is you need to apply. If you want to get a job, you need to focus and hit the right place.
And there is a science behind getting a job. First thing is, you have to see what is your strength, which industry. Even if it is IT is a horizontal, and that horizontal cuts across many verticals. When I say verticals, it could be banking, it could be pharma, it could be manufacturing, so it could be anything. And within IT again, there are so many different things, like it could be a C programming, it could be a ERP implementation, it could be maintenance, it could be hardware. So you have to see where exactly you are fitting in, and then from that you should first of all think, are you really good at it, and can you work at the top 10 companies? Then go and first list out the top 10 companies. So these are the top 10 companies I want to work for.
Okay.
And then either you go to their websites and directly apply from there, or you go to a headhunter and say, I want to work for these one of these top 10 companies, can you look for job?
Yes.
That will actually make your process really easy. Many a times you don't even realize. I have seen many people, Yogi-san, can you please give me a job? What kind of job? And then they don't have no idea. That doesn't work now, because you
need to be very specific.
20 years back, 30 years back, I think probably that could have worked, but now it doesn't work. Now now industry is exploding
very
globally.
Focused and
there are so many people out there, and people don't have time to look at your resume. That's true. Resume writing is also a technique. Your first page, first header, you have to tell what is my specialization. What is the kind of industry I want to work in. Or every company, when you are applying, you have to put up a special paragraph there, why I want to work for your company. See, these kind of basics, ethics, these have to be followed in your
You see,
resume.
Yogi is telling so many things because he has a tremendous experience, because he goes and lectures the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Japan, and he visits so many universities in Japan and so many forums, so many government officials he educate about education. And after his political career, recent political career, he is a principal of a public school, which is very famous. It is, I think it is established in 1897 or something
Exactly.
like that. Around 125 years old, very popular school. It's called Tsuchiura.
Tsuchiura First High School.
First High School, and there are 1,100 students and 100 staff, and he is heading, he is managing. He's the first Indian origin,
First foreigner to be a principal in Japan.
first entire Japan.
Yes.
First foreigner to
First
be
foreigner.
a principal. And you know, the school that all the people are for Japanese students, Japanese staff, and he is a Indian origin. Now he is a Japanese citizen because he has to be a politician in Japan, you need to be a Japanese citizen. You cannot be Indian citizen and become a politician. We don't have voting rights. Not only in Japan, any other country, it is the same thing.
Yeah.
So he has a tremendous experience and he is focused. He worked in IT industry, worked in banking industry, and he worked for different layers of the society in Japan. So he has a tremendous experience. So it is, first of all, getting his appointment is really tough. Really tough, because 6 months back I asked him once, and it's always he want to do, but he has no time. After he became a first Indian origin politician, he has hundreds of interviews, always, all the time. So many from America, different countries, so many countries. And when he became politician, he has no time at all to sleep also. That kind of busy. And even now the NHK, Japan National TV, Doordarshan is he said is waiting. So all these things are there. So he is we are talking with a person who has is kind of a Wikipedia, in-depth knowledge. So he's kind of a oil well. So we need to suck out, pull out the things from him. So please bear with me, because this video is going to be long, but it is has a tremendous knowledge and experience of a renowned person.